So, I decided to do something crazy. I decided to make Hermione's Yule ball dress thing with no pattern. Is that crazy? Yes, because I do not know how to sew with a pattern. So, doing it without one? Yeah, this one drove me insane. It did. I will not lie. So, if you can slightly see, this is a bluish color. Yes, I am doing the book accurate color. Also, you can't really see much of what I'm doing because I did not set up the camera right, but I am spending hours trying to figure out how I'm gonna cut out this dress. Now, this took me 2 hours. Yes, you heard that right, 2 hours, and all I did was cut out a few triangles. Like, tell me why it took me 2 hours to figure out how I was gonna cut this out, because it was only the top. That's all I did, the top, just a few triangles. So I have all my pieces for the top, except for the straps, but I'm gonna try putting it together. I don't think it's gonna look good, but we're gonna try. Now here I am trying to wind my bobbin, and I can't figure it out, so I had to have my mom help me. Turns out I didn't thread it right, so there was no tension, and that's why it was so loose and just getting all over the place. But I finally did figure it out. I also spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to sew these simple triangles together. Okay, I cannot figure out these tops, so I've just decided to move on to pinning the bodice, and hopefully I can somehow do that. It took me all day yesterday to figure out these triangle parts, and I'm still working on them. So this is what happens when you decide to not use patterns even though you don't know how to sew. Now here I am re-sewing the tops together because of course it was freaking ugly the first 2 times I did it, so here I am doing it again. Ugh, this be annoying. I fear this is the best I can do. I'm not even gonna try and fix it. I definitely have to fix this one. Oh my gosh, this is in the... No one was gonna tell me that this is in it. No one was gonna tell me. Anyway, I'm watching The Conjuring by myself, and oh my gosh, stop farting, you nasty. It smells awful. Oh, Taco, you have issues. Sim? Seam rip. I know I shouldn't do it like this way. I'm probably gonna rip the material at some point, but this is the easiest way I can think of. Yep, just seam ripping. I don't know what else to say. Enjoy. Well, time to rip this last seam. Ow. Oh my gosh. I just cut open my finger. Can you see that? Cut open my finger from pulling the thread. Ow. It's not bleeding though, but it stings. Ow. Yes, I did stick a pin through my dead skin. I like doing that for some reason. I don't know. It calms me, I guess? What? You don't want to watch any more of this because it's just going to be doing the same thing over and over again. I'll come back when it gets interesting, if it ever does. So I feel like I didn't explain the bodice part. So then I have the front part, which I cut on the fold. So these 2 sides will be sewn together. And then I have this bottom part that I'll attach to here. And I'll sew it all together. So I'm gonna sew this first, and then I'm gonna sew this together, and then I'm gonna sew that together. No one's gonna be following this pattern, from me. But when you sew these two parts together, you want to make sure that you match the seams and not match the like ends. Because if you're anything like me, you're gonna have one that's like longer than the other, but you want to match the seams. It's wet. I was listening to music while doing this. I don't remember what I was listening to, so I am going to sing whatever I want. Daddy, daddy, mommy, mommy, and that's the Hopefully singing it like that won't get me copyright, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just too good of a singer and I will get copyright. Yes, you are going to watch me iron all of this. It is in time lapse, so you don't have to watch it at actual speed. But I hate ironing things. It's awful. I've finished the top. I sewed the lining in the outside part. Goodness gracious. I sewed it together and then flipped it on the inside part because this is where I'm going to be adding obviously the strap, so I left that open and stuff. I don't really know what's happening yet, but I forgot to put these two parts together, so I think I'm going to go in from this open part and hand sew it together. But I made wrong measurements for the back. So this end doesn't meet this end around my hip part, so that means when I add the zipper it's going to be even smaller. So my mom said just add another like panel, so I'll just end up adding another panel. But yeah, here's the top part. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm right here. I'm gonna be done for today. Goodness, are you okay, Scout? It's time to move on to the skirt. The only thing I have to make a sort of pattern is paper. I don't have any of that pattern making stuff, so I'm just going to tape a whole bunch of it together. Here I am making a pattern for this skirt, and yes, I do remember that I said that I didn't have a pattern, but I didn't have a pre-made pattern, so I'm making my own pattern. I've never made a pattern freaking before, and so I have no idea what I'm doing anyway, and I had to go back and redo this pattern so many freaking times. It's the next day. I ended up cutting out all the skirt pieces, and now I'm on to the ruffles. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm sick. So it's not making it any better. I don't know what I'm doing. So for this color, it's supposed to have these 3 layers and the shoulder, but obviously I did not plan well enough for this, and I did not get enough. So I think I'm gonna do this 3rd layer. I'm gonna add to this color. Hopefully. We'll see if that works, because I don't know if I got enough of that color either. Just cutting out some chiffon. Yeah, yeah. Hello. This is my 3rd weekend working on it. First weekend, I did a lot of cutting and sewing. Second weekend, I barely did anything. I think I cut the chiffon, and that's it. But now I'm finally searching, and since Joann's closed down, I didn't have a really good place to go looking for zippers. So I looked at other places, and they didn't have the correct color that I needed. So mine's not coming in until Sunday. So I have to finish every single thing before Sunday, or finish on Sunday, so I can put the zipper on. But I'm hoping that this is the last weekend. I'm doing that anyway.
My bad, Pookie. Didn't mean to drop you like that. Anyway, I have to thread through every single one because there was no thread on it. It is now the next day. I spent hours yesterday trying to figure out how to do a rolled hem. And it just doesn't work. I went to the manual, did those settings. On one of these, I was able to get a rolled hem for like 2 seconds, and then it stopped. So I have a feeling that this is not gonna get done until like next weekend, and I wanted it to be done this weekend, but oh wow. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I think I just figured it out. So I'm gonna try it on my actual cut stuff. I'm actually really nervous, so I hope it goes well. Pray for me. For some reason, the rolled hem does not want to work on my darkest one, but I've been taking off so much that if I keep going, I'm just gonna have none of it left. So I fear I might just have to keep it with some of it falling off. Oh well, like what else am I gonna do? I just want this to be done. I've sewed together sections 6 and 7 and 1 and 2 of the skirt. So hopefully I can finish section 3, 4, 5, and 8 tonight. Why can this never just... Nummy nummy. You might be very curious as to why I'm doing all this on the floor, including sewing. I don't know. I just find it easier, I guess, but this is why my back is always hurting. It's end of night, whatever night this may be. Wait, hold on. I think if I think about it, I can calculate it. So I did. It's end of night 6. This is what? Maybe hour 15? Hour 15? Hour 15 seems right. Anyway, I've done... Oh, I don't think you'll be able to see all of this. You can kind of see... Okay. I've done layer 7 of 8. So all I have to do to finish the skirt, do the very bottom, and then sew the middle seam. And then I'll be done with the skirt. All I'll have left is to put on the zipper, to add the sleeves, and then sew the middle part of the top that I forgot to do. But I also have to cut out the waistband tie thing. So that's what, 4 things? So I'll definitely be done by the end of this week. So exciting. Anyway, good night. I'm tired and in pain. Say hello, doggo. I think he's asleep. Last time I looked over at him, he was having one of those dog dreams where he's like... I didn't do it like that. Anyway. Good night. I'm not doing a transition. What? Hello. Don't mind my appearance. I was just working out, but it's 9:30, and I have approximately until like 11 before I start crashing to get some of my dress done. So let's get started. Maybe I just attach this to the skirt, and then
decide later. Say hi, doggo. He doesn't seem very interested, but I assure you, he loves you guys. Okay, I finished the skirt. I'm definitely gonna have to go in and serge it because it's doing some weird stuff now, but I'll do that at a later date because I really don't want to do that right now. So now it's 11:01, so basically I'm gonna sew the two sides together so it closes it, and then I'm going to bed and I'll be done with it for the night. Also, that's not the only thing that I did. Like, it didn't just take me like an hour and a half just to do that. I also added the zipper to the top, but I also added these weird ass triangle panels because it was I made the top too small, so it didn't fit. So I added a triangle panel on one side, and then I did the zipper, and then it looked weird. And I was hoping that I could kind of just hide it with the little sash, like waist sash thing, but the zipper was doing something weird, so I had to seam rip it and then add the other panel. So my time was consumed by seam ripping. I also added the zipper on backwards, so I had to seam rip it like 3 times. That's where all my time went. Anyway, I haven't been filming anything that I've been doing for the past 2 days because I'm so done with this project. I'm so tired with this project that I just wanted to get it done. Anyway, I finished one sleeve. And I've also I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I've attached the top to the skirt. So I just had to cut out another one of these and sew it on here. And then after that, all I have to do is sew this together, hem the bottom, and cut all the string thread. I hate to do this to you guys, but I think the next clip is just gonna be of it done. Yeah, because I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so tired. My back hurts. Don't mind all the noises in the background. It's obviously far from perfect. I have some things to fix with the top. I haven't finished cutting off all the thread, but I'm done for now. But here it is. Does it look bad? Does it? Why am I so far away? Sorry. But here it is. Here it is. It's embarrassing that you can see the panel that I had to add because it was too small. Ugh. This is what I get for not making a pattern. I don't know why I torture myself like this. Sewing can be so annoying. But I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's just so tiring. And I get so frustrated with it sometimes. But I've already bought fabric for my new project. So look forward to that, I guess. Yeah, I bought the fabric before I was even done with this dress. So, Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. I'll see you again at some point. Bye!